What's up, degenerates? I said we'll just have a quick look at the Melbourne Cup. Obviously, not. I haven't got any great knowledge on Australian racing, but I do have some good knowledge on a couple of runners in the field. So let's try and dig out something that might run well. I've come down on two horses. One is a class act. The other is trying a trip that might stretch it, but I don't know. I see James McDonald seems to stick with this one. There's two of the Chris Waller horses. The other horse looked interesting as well, but we'll come to it in a minute. Right, so quick look at the Melbourne Cup, the Lexus Melbourne Cup. What a race. I think it's on 4 o'clock in the morning or whenever. It's on at a weird time, so not too good for us. Let's just start off, lads, with the favourite. So this is a horse, Peter Moody, apparently listening to the word that they can't see this horse getting bet. Definitely unbelievable. I think it's 6 from 6. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think, yeah. Well, anyway, looks, I don't know nothing about the horse, so I can't tell you about him. But what I can tell you is the horse behind him in the market, Spanish Mission, is definitely a high-class horse. And I think at 9-1, look, it's a long way to Australia, but at 9-1, this horse definitely is of interest. Some really, really good form. I thought he ran really well against Stradivarius the last day in York. So definitely Spanish Mission. I see Craig Williams takes the ride. Look, as far as a win, you need everything to go absolutely cherry ripe in this. But I definitely think he's a 9-1. He's worth an each way bet in a very, very tricky race. But let's just touch on this horse, number 4, very Elleegant, is it, or Elleegant? However, anyway, left school too early. Right, this horse is definitely going to be trying a trip that, who knows, possibly is too far from. But it is interesting that they run the horse, and he did stay on very strongly over 10 furlongs, beating Adaib. So we all know who Adaib is. Very good horse, trained by William Haggis. And he hit the line that strong that day. I see it says ran on under pressure and asserted final 50 yards. So, look, it's not a complete punt in the dark that he might get the trip, but it is a suspect. But I'll take them two each way against the field. So, number 4 and number 3, Spanish Mission. I will just give another mention to one interesting outsider, 25-1, Great House. Definitely a horse that could be suited by this race. Seems to take a minute to get running, and winner at Flemington, albeit over a lot shorter trips, another half a mile to contend with today. So really interesting race. But listening to the lads on the telly earlier, they were saying that this incentivise Peter Moody really thinks that it'll take a serious horse to beat him. Dave Turner, hi, how are you, Dave? Hope you're well. Yup, Paddy. Solana or Pundis from me each way. The very best of luck, ATM. Joseph Burns, I see Get Supreme is 11-1. Is 11-1, and Pogo I Am is 5-1. How much did you have on? Just a 500 each way double. Only cotton. Yeah, no, I see Get Supreme was clipped in from 18s. So it's still 14-1 with William Hill. It's still 12-1 with Labrooks. And I think it's still 12-1 with Corals. I see Paddy Powers and Betfair are 11-1, I think, if I'm right. But yeah, I took it in all the big spots. Right, Steve Jordan, Twilight Payment, going back to back. Yes, definitely a big run behind Mickey D's Sonny Boy listening. Really, really interesting. Definitely Joseph O'Brien, lads. You know, you can't just, you have to take note of his runners. Like, it's unbelievable. And he's hardened. He knows how to win it. And he very rarely ever runs a bad race. So definitely interesting. Mark Conley, what price the Fab? He's around the 2-1 mark. He's definitely the horse they all have to beat by the way the trainer's talking and by the form in the book. He's an impressive winner, but it has to step up to a 2 mile and show it at 2 mile, you know. So that's the interesting thing. It's definitely a very classy horse on what it's done, but it is on the drift. And it was as short as, I think, 7-4 and things today. So it might have even been a bit shorter, but it's out to 2-1. I don't know. Spanish Mission is just definitely a horse that you think, on the back of his last run, you would think this race would suit him, you know. So when is it? Let's go, Brandon. When is it? 4 a.m., I think, Brandon. I think 4 a.m. our time. I'm not too sure, but I think it's one of them weird hours. It's about, what are we now? 7. Yeah, I think it's about 4 a.m. or is it 3 a.m.? I don't know. It's in the middle of the night for us anyway. Love a drifter. Yeah. Word to mother. Mickey D is riding Great House, a sign from the gods. Do you know what? Actually, that is very interesting, and this horse actually stood out to me. I wonder, could we ring the racing post and ask them to change Michael D to Mickey D? Definitely Mickey D selection, so number 23 for the Melbourne Cup. How's that, lads? Don't you know well now he's going to win? Dave Turner, yes, 4 a.m. Good man, Dave. Thanks. So 4 a.m. Let's go, Brandon, tonight. Yeah, Brandon, tonight. I think it is tonight. What day is today? Yeah, I think it is tomorrow morning, 4 a.m. Yeah, but definitely an interesting race. Let's see, is there anything else that stands out at a big price? Or let's touch on Twilight Payment, because he is coming in with some really nice form, and he got it done. He turned over Princess Zoe in the Curragh the last day, or not the last day, previous day, and then he finished second to Sonny Boy Listening. So that was a big run in the ledger as well. And he's going in here in top form. So, like, if you are looking at a straight place bet, you might be able to get, like, he's 12-1 Twilight Payment. You know, he has a big weight to lump, but he knows his way around, and he should be thereabouts. So if you could get the first 4 or 5 places there, look at them markets for these horses. It's very hard to win this race, but I don't know. I'd like Twilight Payment could be a really solid place bet for the first 5 if you could get something like that, or first 4. And I think Mickey D, the horse Mickey D rides, Great House, definitely an interesting horse that will be coming home strong, I think, off no weight. Yeah, it's an interesting race. Right, lads? If anyone has any questions, jump in. I'll hang on here for a few minutes. Make sure, lads, tune in tomorrow night for the Breeders' Cup preview. Going to be interesting. I have some strong opinions in some races. Not so strong opinions in a couple of races, but most of the races I do. I think there's a really, really interesting angle with a couple of horses that I'm going to look to. I've backed a few already, so that's going to be interesting. And I'm sure Mickey D's on a few as well. So myself and Mickey D will be previewing tomorrow night. The Tory Courtney, what's up, the Tory? How's things? Named after the great Lafranco. Right, not a great Melbourne Cup. What's your opinion on this? Yeah, I was thinking Spanish Mission. Definitely a horse, maybe a 9-1, has some high level form in a lot of the good cup races and things like that. And definitely ran well this year. And ran well behind in the Mark Johnson horse in the Ascot Gold Cup as well. I thought he was coming home nicely. I think this setup will really suit this horse. I really do. So let's see what happens. Colin Ahern, put your house on the Fab. Yes, the way they're talking, it's supposed to be a special horse. You could be right. Definitely an interesting horse if he sees out the 2 mile. But I heard them talking there today that this is supposed to be a fucking weapon. So interesting. Anyone else got any selections in it? Look, I think for me, I'll stick with Twilight Payment, a straight place bet for 4 places. And I'll go with Great House at a big price to maybe outrun its odds. But Spanish Mission is definitely interesting. Very, very interesting. I'd love to see him win it. The Tory Courtney, yes, pulled it up to Stradivarius. Yeah, just really pulled away. There was nothing in it between the two of them. And Stradivarius then went on and ran another cracker Champions Day. So there is a lot of substance to Spanish Mission's form. You know, if Stradivarius had come out Champions Day and blew out, but he really showed how good he was again, running a massive race when a bit unlucky in running. And Frankie Dettori had an off day that day. He was, I think he was not, a lot wasn't going right from that day, but definitely Stradivarius's line of form with Spanish Mission, you would have to think gives him a big shout if he got out there okay and no blips. Right, lads, the time for Codden is over. Sir Lucan each way for Gary Murphy. The very best of luck, Gary. Definitely, you know what? It's actually a fun betting race. Like, don't be afraid to look in to a lot of the markets, you know, the straight places and things like that. Like, you know, even going out to 5 and 6 places. Like, there's some horses there at nice prices. Whoever you fancy, have your few bob on. And that's what I'd look at. You know, if the favourite is this absolute monster that they're talking about, it's supposed to be an airplane, well, then I'd look at other markets. Maybe look into betting without the favourite. Maybe backing like the likes of a Spanish Mission each way without the favourite. I can't see any of them being too short without the favourite. None of them like will be 3-1 without the favourite. I'm sure they'll be like 4, 5, 6-1 maybe without the favourite, the short ones. I can't see them like taking out the favourite and putting any one other horse clear second favourite. So that might be another angle. Mark Connolly just back to Fav. Yeah, you could be doing well. You know, Peter Moody, we all remember him, didn't he? Trained a good mare. Was a Black Caviar. Fucking machine, wasn't that? He's absolutely aeroplane. Remember, she came to Royal Ascot and the jockey kind of hands and heels, they're kind of 10 strides from the line or a half furlong out and nearly got caught. He tried to coast home on her. Oh, Jesus Christ, that was close. Very, very hard to do. If any jockeys are watching, never try and coast home on a stiff fucking track because your horse will pull up in 2 seconds. Right, lads, tune in tomorrow night. Check out our selections today. The videos are already up. We have I have a few interesting selections tomorrow. Joe Value's gone for one strong one in Hitman. And yeah, I went for a couple of nice price horses that are being backed at the minute. I went for one short one as well. So them videos are up. Come back tomorrow night for a whopping preview and hopefully some nice winners for the Breeders' Cup, lads. This is going to be an interesting weekend. Friday night and Saturday night, glued to the telly. And yeah, sweets and popcorn in hand, bets done, and watching some of the most exciting racing ever. This is always, for me, a goosebumps time of the year. The Breeders' Cup, unbelievable. So, going to be a whopping meeting, and let's hope we can get to a word to mother. Assumed 4 below. Was that? Assumed 4 below, of course, in distance win. 1/4 tomorrow at 10s. Good luck with the selections. Cheers. Best of luck to you too. Right, folks, Mad Merrigan over and out. So we'll just wrap up the bets. I like Spanish Mission, definitely each way. And as big as 9-1 in places. And we'll take a chance on the Mickey D horse each way, ridden by none other than Mickey D. He's 22-1. Wait, we see what price he is with Paddy Powers. I'm on there. 20. Paddy Powers is 20s. He's 22-1 in places. So shop around. And what places? They're paying 6 places, lads. So fun race to have a few each way bets. You know, I know they say the favourites in airplane, but have a look at the each way market maybe without. You don't want to be backing the favourite at 15-8 and 7-4. There might be, like, he might well win, but there might be better value. If you like a horse and for a straight place, you might get 3 or 4 or 5-1 if you like a horse that you know mightn't be good enough to win it, but the genetics of the race might stay on into a place. So I'm going to take a chance that number 4 in the place market and yeah, Spanish Mission, both the place, and have nice bet on Spanish Mission to place. I think that would be a good bet. 6 places they're paying. Look at that, you might get 2-1. I don't know. Anyway, definitely an interesting race. To say the nation stops in Australia, I don't know. I've never been there, but I have watched it many, many times. Right, lads. Joseph Burns. Cheers, man, Merrigan. Cheers to you, man. Right, lads. We will talk to you all soon. Do not miss tomorrow. Breeders' Cup Breeders' Cup Classic. Breeders' Cup preview. And hopefully myself and Mickey D will land on some very, very interesting selections. Right, lads, don't miss it, because I have an anti-post selection for the Kentucky Derby as well. And I really, really am very, very sweet on a horse for the Kentucky Derby. He is entered in the Breeders' Cup. I hope he doesn't run. And fingers crossed they don't run him, because this is the boy for next year's Kentucky Derby. Right, lads, the time for Cotton is over. We appreciate it all. Best of luck, whatever you're back in the Melbourne Cup. And I'm sure I won't be up to watch it live, but I'll see the rerun on the Tinternet in the morning. Right, lads, take it handy. The time for Cotton is over.